欢迎立方。
Good afternoon. What do you do when you plan for a holiday to go to Italy? You'll probably exchange some money for Italy, you'll probably learn a little bit of the language, and you find out more about the country. And then the day comes when you go on the aeroplane, and when the flight landed, they say, welcome to Holland. But then you say, hey, I planned to fly to Italy, why am I in Holland? Now your plans have to change. That's quite similar in my life. When I was expecting my first child, I was so excited. Like every mother here who knows that you want a normal child. Yes, and you have so much hope for this child, be it a boy or girl. You're just looking forward to it. You have so much hopes for him or her. What is he or she going to become? I had the same hopes for my son Caleb when I was expecting him, my very first child. He came out beautiful. He came out normal. Everything looking very well. And he developed beautifully. He looks nice. Everybody looked at him. Then came the time. He was diagnosed with autism. Actually, I self-diagnosed him because he had a very bizarre behavior. He would spin round and round, and he would laugh in a very funny way. And when friends ask, how come your son laugh like that? I said, happy ma. But little did I know it's not normal to behave in such a way. And he had no eye contact. So I thought something was not right with him, but I couldn't, figure out what it was. Then until one day, when I read a magazine, it described all his behaviors. I was like, what people say, tio bei pio, He had all the symptoms. Yes, I found something about him. The reality didn't sink in yet. I didn't know what was autism about, but I knew he's this. Then I read on further. Autism has no cure. That also didn't sink in. Because I thought autism is just like maybe a fever or cough or flu or cold, right? Take some medicine, can be cured. But I didn't realize that it is more than what I knew. So that started my first journey of finding out help for him. Because I knew he had a condition, and the very first thing I did was I rushed to the polyclinic, and I told, when I came to my turn, I told the doctor, my son has autism. I said, what made you say that? I said, yeah, it's autism, just give me a referral letter. He didn't have chance to look at him because he saw that I was so, eager. Then he quickly gave me a referral letter to go to KK because my mind was just engulfed with what to do to cure him. I must quickly get a referral letter, get to a special school straight away and get the help, whatever he could do to recover him. I spent the next 3 months crying and hiding myself. And then I'm quite an outgoing person. I have a lot of friends, and I get along pretty well with people. Then these 3 months, people say, Lee Fang, what happened to you? You disappeared. And I really disappeared. I lost weight. Yeah, I could identify with Mr. Wong, what he shared just now. You cannot tell, I know now you can see that I'm quite, big. But I lost so much weight that a friend who had not seen me for a long time thought that I had terminal illness. What happened to you? You are sick. It was those times that all my energy was sapped looking after Caleb. Caleb is my first child. I had another daughter. When Caleb was diagnosed with autism, I was still nursing my baby daughter. So the age was very close during that time. The age is very close. My Caleb and Kayan is about 2 years apart. So it was very tiring. It was sapping my energy. And I didn't know what to do. Of course, I didn't know AOA Caregivers Connect, and there wasn't Caregivers Connect. But what I did was I scrambled for any bit of help I could get. Then, through all this journey, I neglected myself. I refused to accept Holland. Yeah, now I landed in Holland, but I refused. I'm still crying and said that I must get to Italy. But because I refused to accept Holland, I didn't see a lot of things that is also beautiful in him, in this place, in this Holland. But now, his diagnosis was about when he was about 2-ish to 3, about 2 years old. Now he's 13 years on. Now I can look back, and I can say that, yes, it was good. I'm a Christian. During those times when Caleb was diagnosed, I was studying this book in the Bible, Romans 8:28. If those of you are Christians, you can understand, identify with me. all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to their purpose. I like this verse. Good. Wow, everything good. This is not good. I got angry with God. This is not good. Autistic son is not good. He had all these symptoms. It is not good. I screamed and I cried. I was so angry with God in the night. When he was screaming and crying, I don't know how to handle him. I said, why is this? It is not good. But now, 13 years in hindsight, I look back. It is good. Not the autism is good. It is good because a lot of things I learned because Caleb had autism. I identify with Mr. Wong, what he said just now. Yes, indeed. If my son would have been normal, I'd probably look at another child with autism and say that, don't know what kind of parent. But now if somebody has a son who acts up like that, I can identify. And it is because of Caleb, I'm doing what I'm doing today. I teach children with special needs. I don't have the skills, I don't have the capability, I don't have that discipline or ability. It is because I got no choice. I need to help him, right? I was desperate to help him. I learned what I could learn to help him. Then with the skill, by chance, parents say, hey, since you can teach, why don't you teach my child as well? And then it journeyed from then on. And it was another caregiver, Denise Pua, she's a fellow mother, who tell me, Lee Fang, use this method to teach our children. You must understand, you must learn, then you can help them. And that embarked my journey of learning to teach children with special needs. All those I learned from Caleb. I learned how to love. And thank you, Mr. Wong, for bringing that up as well. Yes, I made a lot of mistakes. My story, I'm sure many of you have maybe more powerful stories than me. But I'm standing up here to share with you, like what Mr. Wong reminded me. I made a lot of mistakes. But I'm not ashamed to stand in front of you because you all won't laugh at me. You make mistakes. I'm here to share with you so that I pray that, just like what the slogan here says, it doesn't mean when we care, we have to care alone. I don't know whether is it a Chinese or Asian culture, or is it, I recognize I have pride also. I rather help people. When people help me, it's very paise, Hokkien say paise. But when I had Caleb, when he had this condition, people start reaching out to me, and people start helping me. Those pride went down. It's okay to get help. It was difficult. It was still difficult to get help. I didn't realize that. Then I recognized, yes, I am prideful. I cannot accept help. Face, Cantonese says, say you mean, die also still want the face. Right now, suffering here, then still want to, I'm okay. Actually, I'm not okay. Then I look back. When did I pick up? Thanks to this mother, Denise Pua, that she really encouraged me, and then I saw how she helped me. And I started paying forward, and I started joining parent support group, and I started volunteering. It is when you start to step out, then your problems become smaller. I don't know if you all can identify with me. And then I recognized that, hey, I'm not alone, It's easier. But still, I was still pretty much alone because I started to help people. I didn't take care of myself as well as much. Until only this year, when I was nominated for this Caregiver Award by AWA. Like a Chinese, I'm just caring for my son. What's so big deal about it? But AWA is very kind to give me an award, and I appreciate it. I thank you all for it. And after accepting the award, I came to contact with AWA. Then I realized that, hey, they give me a lot of attention, I suddenly feel, wow, how come I'm so important? Then I start to realize, I must care for myself before I can care for others. And that is what I'm doing in the One Step at a Time in Rainbow. I'm a slow learner. I volunteer after many, many sessions. Then I realized, hey, I'm also learning like one of them. Actually, I'm not really volunteering. Says that I'm volunteering, but actually I gain the most. And it is interesting. When you help someone else, I don't know whether can you identify, in the end, you realize that, hey, you are the one getting most help. And that has been my journey. After, I'm slow, I hope you are not as slow as me. That really accept the help when it's given to you. I remember this story was told of this person that was stuck by flood. Then he prayed, God, please send somebody to help me. Then people came around, come, let's evacuate your house. They said, no, God will send help. Then the water rose higher. Then he stand on his table. Then people came to help me. Hey, you better go, the water is rising up. No, God will help me. Finally, the flood water went up to the rooftop. He was on the rooftop. The helicopters came. You better leave, you're going to die soon. They said, no, my God will help me. Then he died, he went to heaven. Then, God, I pray for people to help me. How come you never send help? Yeah, I send people to your house. You say, no. Then I sent people to you when the water was up to your table. You still say no. I sent helicopter. You still say no. So what kind of help you want? So I realized, now I look back, a lot of help has been available out there. Initially, when my son was diagnosed, I always complained, how come don't have this Singapore? How come don't have that? And then I remember what Denise told me. Let's do something rather than complain. And I'm so glad that many caregivers here I get to know. Some of you care for elderly parents. I also get to learn in advance. So next time when my parents or whomever got dementia, I get foreknowledge from you all. Or maybe I myself also, I will plan ahead. So I think that by learning, by my this experience, I have a chance to gather information from others and learn from others so that to be a better caregiver. I'm so glad I'm here. I hope you are too. Join Caregivers Connect. I have joined, and I intend to participate more in this. And I hope that more people will come along so that we don't really have to walk alone. Yeah, I walked alone for so long. Then now I look back, if only I knew about this earlier on. I don't have to walk alone. It's so much easier. And hopefully, many years later, we can look back. And then now I say, indeed, it is good. Because what I am today, I can share. I can share with families. I can help children. I see some children actually recover to be indistinguishable, all because of my son, Caleb. And I learned this journey because I have a special child. If I don't have him, I wouldn't have learned all this. And also, I have not done many things right. Thanks to God, Caleb is very forgiving. Sometimes he gets, I do something wrong, I scold him. I say, I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry, son, that mommy did that to you. Then, he will say that, it's okay, mom, next time don't do it again. He'll tell me, yes. But he's forgiving. So he will tell me that, and that itself is comforting, yeah. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope we can learn more from each other. Thank you.
Of course.